At the family party, I dropped a glass, just a clumsy moment. But my cousin didn't hesitate. She stood up, voice sharp, and declared to everyone, "Pack your bags, this family has no room for you." I'm Emma, and that moment shattered something inside me. The resort in Miami was alive with guests, mingling under string lights, the ocean waves crashing nearby, but the room went dead silent. My cousin, Stephanie, always the polished one who thrived on approval, smirked as she said it, like she'd been waiting for an excuse to push me out. My father glanced over, his expression stern as usual. The man who built our hotel empire on ruthless decisions, not saying a word but clearly siding with her. The betrayal stung deep, bringing back flashes of being the odd one out in our high-pressure family. I didn't yell or cry. I just grabbed my keys and left, the humid air sticking to my skin as I crossed the parking lot to my car. Driving home along the palm-lined roads, hands steady on the wheel despite the rage building, I realized this was it. I had nothing left to lose. It wasn't just the spill, it was years of feeling like an outsider in my own life. If you've ever been blindsided by family like that, give this a like, subscribe for more honest stories of breaking free, and comment, how would you handle a cousin dropping a bomb like that on you? The drive back to my apartment in Miami was heavy, the humid night air thick through the open window. I'm Emma, 24, and I've spent years trying to carve a place in a family that never wanted me. My father, Michael Carter, built Carter Hotels into a Florida empire, a man who commands boardrooms and dinner tables with the same iron grip. After Mom died in a car crash when I was 11, rushing to one of his resort openings, the house turned colder than the ocean in January. He poured everything into Stephanie, my cousin, who moved in at 15 after her parents' plane went down. She's 28 now, all sharp edges and ambition, always chasing Michael's approval like it's oxygen. Me, I was the spare, the one who didn't fit his vision of glossy perfection. It started early. My 13th birthday was supposed to be a small party at our South Beach resort. Instead, it became a networking event for Michael's investors. I sat by the pool, ignored as Stephanie smoozed with guests, already his protege. "Emma, smile more," she said, handing me a resort-branded keychain instead of a real gift. Michael didn't even notice me. Later, he pulled me aside. "Stephanie's learning the business. What are you doing with your life?" That cut deep, but I swallowed it. I tried harder, straight A's, debate team captain, but it was never enough. When I picked a college major in education over hospitality, Michael sneered. "Nonprofits? That's for people who can't cut it in the real world." Stephanie backed him, her voice sugary but sharp. "You could at least try front desk, Emma. It's not hard." Years of that piled up. At a Thanksgiving dinner in our Key Biscayne mansion, I suggested cutting waste at the resorts, like plastic straws. Michael laughed. "Stick to your books." Stephanie chimed in, "We don't need green ideas slowing profits." She had flashed that perfect smile, but her eyes were cold, like I was a problem to manage. I learned to stay quiet, to shrink at those glitzy events. But that night at the party, dropping the glass wasn't just a slip. It was me daring to exist in their space. Stephanie's words, that smirk, they lit a fuse I didn't know I had. Pulling into my parking lot, I tossed my keys on the counter and checked my phone. 31 missed calls. Michael's number mostly, a few from Stephanie. No texts checking on me, just voicemails. Michael's voice was clipped. "Emma, you made a mess tonight. Fix it. Call me." Stephanie's was smoother, fake concern. "Hey, let's talk this out, okay? Don't blow it up." I deleted them, my hands shaking with anger, but also something new, clarity. This wasn't about fixing a glass, it was about control. I kicked off my sandals, the tile cool underfoot, and spotted my old high school journal on a shelf, buried under cookbooks. Blue cover, edges frayed. I hadn't opened it in years. The pages were a gut punch. Entry from 16. Dad said my speech at the resort fundraiser was embarrassing. Stephanie told everyone I choked. Another, senior year, suggested better staff hours at family meeting. Dad said I'm naive. Stephanie rolled her eyes. Every line was proof, a pattern of being dismissed, belittled. I grabbed a pen and wrote, "Tonight, party at resort." Dropped glass. Stephanie said no room for me. Seeing it in ink made it real. I wasn't crazy. They'd built a system to keep me down. But now I felt a shift. I wasn't just surviving anymore. Morning came, sun slicing through my blinds. My phone showed more calls, 40 now. Michael's email, "Meet at the office today. We settle this quietly." Stephanie texted, "Don't be dramatic, Emma. It's family." I ignored them. Instead, I thought of Linda, Michael's younger sister, 55, who walked away from Carter Hotels a decade ago. She'd been head of PR, vibrant and blunt, until she clashed with Michael over shady vendor deals. He wanted flash over ethics, she told me once, her red hair bouncing as she laughed it off. Now she ran a kids' charity in Coral Gables, living simply in a condo full of art and plants. She was the only one who'd ever stood up to him. I grabbed my bag and drove over, the palm trees blurring past. Linda opened the door, her eyes warm but sharp. "Emma, what's going on?" Her place smelled of coffee and lavender, a world away from resort polish. I spilled it all, the party, Stephanie's words, the years of being erased. She listened, sipping tea, her face calm but knowing. Sounds like Michael's playbook. He humiliated me at a staff meeting once, called me a dreamer for wanting fair contracts. She pulled a box from under her couch, old files, emails from her hotel days. "Look here, orders to hide budget cuts from investors." We started sorting. My journal entries matched her records. A family dinner where Michael bragged about profits tied to a sketchy offshore transfer. "He's been dodging taxes," Linda said. "We can prove it." We worked past lunch, building a timeline. My notes, Dad ignored my college acceptance at Resort Gala, toasted Stephanie's deal instead. Linda's files, that deal involved unreported fees. She showed me how to pull public hotel permits online. One showed safety violations at our Coconut Grove property, corners cut to save cash. "This is bigger than you," she said, "but it starts with you." We saved everything to an encrypted drive. My phone buzzed. Michael again. "Meeting tomorrow. Be there." I didn't reply. Linda cooked pasta and we ate, planning. "He'll fight dirty," she warned, "but we're smarter." For the first time, I felt like I had a real ally. The next day, I added more journal entries. "A resort opening at 19. Michael snapped when I asked about staff benefits. "Focus on your role, Emma." Stephanie pulled me aside. "Don't mess with his mood." Now, that linked to a lawsuit he buried, workers' unpaid overtime. Linda found the court record. Patterns clear. Calls hit 56. Stephanie's voicemail, "Emma, you're stressing Dad out. Let's meet, just us." Her tone was softer, but I knew better. Control, not care. I drove to Linda's again. She had vendor contracts showing underpayments. Public records will back this up. We cross-checked dates, my memories sharpening. A holiday party, Michael called me a liability. Stephanie laughed. Tied to a tax evasion audit he dodged. We kept building. Linda's friend, a former accountant, sent anonymized tips. Carter Hotels fudged numbers for years. My nonprofit work helped. I knew how to organize stories for impact. But fear crept in. What if they bury us? Linda's eyes gleamed. "They're scared too. Keep going." We backed up files on 2 drives, one hidden in my apartment. Michael's texts turned sharp. "Last chance, Emma. Don't test me." Stephanie tried guilt. "You're hurting the family name." I didn't budge. The journal grew. Every slight, every proof. I wasn't shrinking anymore. I was ready to fight. We dove right into it the next morning at Linda's condo, her table cluttered with coffee mugs and stacks of papers. Linda, with her no-nonsense energy, she's the type who cuts through bullshit with a single raised eyebrow, handed me a fresh notebook. "Let's map this out properly," she said, her voice steady like someone who's fought these battles before. Michael, my father, is 60, a self-made tycoon who started Carter Hotels with one rundown motel and turned it into a coastal empire through sheer will and questionable shortcuts. He's charming in public, but at home he's a control freak, always calculating risks. Stephanie's his mirror, 28, driven, the kind who networks at brunch and posts motivational quotes on LinkedIn. But underneath, she's insecure, clinging to his validation like it's her lifeline. The timeline began with my journal entries. I read one aloud from age 17. Dad shut me down at the hotel expansion meeting, called my ideas stupid. Linda nodded, cross-referencing it with a public permit filing she pulled up on her laptop. That expansion in Fort Lauderdale, he bypassed environmental checks to save time, fines paid quietly. Her charity work made her meticulous. She'd spent years advocating for fair labor, which is why she left the company after Michael ignored her pleas for better employee conditions. He said, "Ethics don't pay bills," she recalled, her tone bitter but resolved. We linked more. A Christmas gala entry where Michael ignored my input on sustainability. Stephanie backed him, said I was being dramatic. Linda found corresponding financials, overinflated invoices to hide costs. "This is fraud 101, she muttered. My phone vibrated constantly. Calls hit 62. Michael's voicemail was gruff. "Emma, enough games. Get to the office." Stephanie's text, "This isn't you. Let's grab coffee and sort it." Her words sounded genuine, but I knew her. She's the mediator who always sides with power. I replied once, "Coffee won't fix this." No response. Linda glanced over. "Ignore them. Focus." We added screenshots of those messages to the file, timestamped. She showed me how to use free tools like county databases for hotel records. One popped up, a safety violation at our Palm Beach property. Workers complained about faulty wiring. Michael settled out of court. I remembered that year. He yelled at me for sympathizing with staff during a site visit. "They're replaceable, Emma." Stephanie had pulled me away. "Don't rock the boat." As we worked, I opened up more about my nonprofit job. I help kids plan futures they choose, not what's forced on them. Linda smiled. "That's why you're strong. You've seen the other side." She's passionate about kids too. Her charity focuses on after-school programs for low-income families, a direct rebellion against Michael's profit-first mentality. We broke for lunch, her making sandwiches with fresh tomatoes from her garden. "He tried to buy me out when I left," she confided, offered cash to stay silent about the vendor scams. That fueled me. We dug into old emails she'd saved, Michael instructing her to bury negative reviews. Reputation management, he called it. Linked to my journal. A birthday where he gifted Stephanie shares. Me, nothing. "Earn it," he said. "Stephanie, you'll get there, Em." But her tone was patronizing. Threats ramped up. A certified letter from Michael's lawyer. "Cease communications with third parties. Enclosed NDA for your consideration." The document offered a payout, $50,000 for silence. I showed Linda. "Typical," she scoffed. "Sign and vanish." We scanned it, added to the timeline. Stephanie called. I answered. "Emma, come on, Dad's freaking out. That letter's to protect us all." Her voice cracked a bit, like she was torn, but I knew her loyalty lay with the Empire. "Protect you, maybe, not me." "Your family," she pleaded. "Act like it." I hung up. "She's scared of losing her spot," Linda said. Michael pits us against each other. We pushed on. Linda contacted a former colleague anonymously, an accountant who'd quit over ethics. He can verify the offshore stuff. The guy emailed back, "Yeah, transfers to Cayman accounts after big deals." I flagged it, got ignored. We anonymized his statement, added it. My workday was a blur, helping a teen with a scholarship app, but my mind on the file. "Yo, okay?" my boss asked. She's supportive, a mom figure who knows family drama. "Yeah, just stuff." Back at Linda's, we built charts, simple visuals linking personal slights to business wrongs. 1. Michael's dismissal of my eco ideas at a board dinner, tied to wetland violations for a new resort. Fines, $200,000 buried in reports. Nerves built. "What if they hack us?" I asked. Linda, ever practical, set up two-factor on our accounts. We're careful. Calls reached 80. Michael's email. Family meeting tomorrow. Mandatory. Stephanie, please, M. For old time's sake. I recalled old times. Her covering for Michael's temper, like when he berated me for a low grade. She's always enabled him, I told Linda. She agreed. But she's trapped too. Doesn't excuse it. We refined the file. Over 300 pages now. I added a recent memory. Last month's investor lunch. Michael praised Stephanie's marketing win, ignored my promotion. That's when the glass drop felt inevitable, I said. The meeting summons came. Lawyer's office downtown. Go, Linda urged, but record if legal. In Florida, it's one-party consent. I prepared summaries. The drive was tense, traffic on I-95 slow. The office was modern, views of the bay. Michael sat at the head, 60 but looking older, stress lines deep. Stephanie beside him, fidgeting with her necklace, a habit when nervous. Sit, Michael said, voice low. Let's talk sense. I took a chair. Sense? Like humiliating me publicly? Stephanie leaned in. It was heat of the moment. I didn't mean it like that. Her eyes darted to Michael, seeking approval. He waved it off. You caused the scene. Sign this NDA, take the money, $75,000 now, and we move on. The document was thicker, clauses barring any discussion. I pushed back. Money won't erase the control, the dismissals. Michael sighed. You're too sensitive. Always have been, like your aunt. Stephanie tried. Emma, think about the hotels. This hurts the team. The team that never included me? I pulled summaries. What about these? Offshore hiding? Safety cuts? Michael's face hardened. Where'd you get that? Linda? Stephanie gasped. Em, that's private. Public records, I said. I'm not signing. I'm done. Michael stood. You'll regret this. We'll prove you're unstable. Your therapy after the accident. I met his eyes. Try. It'll backfire. Stephanie reached out. Please, let's fix this as family. But her voice wavered, like she knew it was broken. I left, adrenaline pumping. Back with Linda, I replayed it. They threatened lawsuits. She listened, then hugged me. You held strong. We called Kimberly, my college buddy, 25, a social media whiz with a startup vibe, always buzzing with ideas but cautious about risks. Emma? Been ages. Her voice energetic over the phone. Need your expertise on something big. I explained the family mess, the file. Can you help go viral safely? Kimberly paused. Whoa, that's heavy. But yeah, if the proof's solid. Meet tomorrow? We did, at a quiet cafe in Little Havana. Kimberly, with her curly hair and laptop stickers, reviewed the docs. This is gold, but dangerous. We need realism. Start with a Twitter thread for credibility, Instagram Reels for emotional pull. Use Canva for graphics, anonymize sources. She outlined. Thread structure. Hook with your party story, then evidence drops. Hashtags like hashtag family accountability, hashtag corporate callout. Time posts for peak hours. Use alt accounts to test engagement. Verify facts with links, avoid misinformation flags. Linda joined via Zoom, her practical side shining. Keep it factual, no embellishments. Kimberly nodded. We'll A/B test drafts, see what resonates. Risks, backlash bots from competitors or Michael's PR. Use VPNs. We drafted, first post, the night my cousin told me to pack my bags and why I'm speaking now. Attached blurred journal scans. Kimberly, this could hit 10,000 views easy if shared right. We scheduled tests. Her excitement contagious. You're brave, Emma. The prep consumed us. Kimberly ran mock campaigns on dummy profiles, tracking likes, shares. Thread format works best. Narrative pulls people in. Linda added witness statements. A ex-employee emailed, confirming the wage theft. Use my anon quote. We integrated it. Michael's threats continued. A cease and desist letter. Ignore, Linda said. It's bluff. Stephanie texted. M, saw the lawyer. You're scaring me. Talk? Her vulnerability showed, but too late. I blocked her. Kimberly warned, expect trolls, moderate comments. We refined reels, short clips with text overlays, voice over my story. Realism, cite sources like BBB complaints on hotels. As the gala neared, the file was ironclad. Kimberly, launch plan set. You ready? I was. The fight was on. The Investor Gala kicked off that Saturday at our Miami Beach resort, the kind of event Michael loved, glamorous with live jazz and ocean views drawing big names. Kimberly had the launch timed perfectly. She's 25, a freelance social media strategist with a quirky, tech-savvy personality, always juggling multiple phones, cracking jokes about algorithms, but dead serious about ethics in online spaces. "We'll drop the thread at 8:15 during his toast," she said, her energy infectious as we finalized over video call. Linda chimed in, her practical side picking in. "Keep it factual, no drama for drama's sake." The thread was crafted realistic, started with a simple Twitter post from an Anon account. "I've stayed silent too long about family and business wrongs," thread 115. Followed by my narrative. "It started at a family party when my cousin told me to pack my bags." But it's deeper. Years of mistreatment tied to shady deals. We included links to public docs, redacted for safety, using Google Drive shares with view-only access. Instagram Reels added short clips, text overlays on stock footage of beaches, voice over my story in a disguised tone. Hashtags like #HoldAccountable, #HotelTruth, chosen after Kimberly analyzed trends. These get traction without being spammy, she explained. "Will boost with organic shares from my network, friends and marketing who owe me favors." I skipped the gala, watching the live stream from my couch. Michael stepped on stage, his 60-year-old frame still commanding, but tension in his shoulders showed. Carter Hotels, innovating luxury for the future. Stephanie stood offside, her usual confidence cracked. She fidgeted with her earrings, a tell when things unraveled. At 8:15, Kimberly texted, "Live." The thread posted. First responses, "Whoa, this is intense." Shares climbed, 10, then hundreds. On the stream, phones lit up. A guest murmured, "Check Twitter." Michael's toast faltered. "As we build, partnerships," his assistant whispered urgently. Stephanie scrolled her phone, face paling. Comments flooded. "Is this about Carter? Proof looks legit." Kimberly monitored. 20,000 views already. Reddit's picking it up. We had prepped for realism. Fact-check links to BBB complaints on hotels, anonymized employee quotes. No hype, just evidence. Fallout was swift. By 9, major accounts retweeted. A travel influencer, if true, boycotting Carter. Sponsors messaged polls. Michael's speech ended early. The stream switched to music. Leaked clips showed him off stage. Who leaked this crap? "Stephanie, Dad, it's Emma." I knew she was talking to Linda. Her voice shook, revealing her fear of losing the empire she'd built her identity on. News sites grabbed it overnight. Hotel chain CEO accused of fraud, family strife. IRS flagged the offshore mentions. Tips poured in. Kimberly, viral loop activated. People sharing personal stories now. She moderated comments on our posts, deleting trolls, keeps it clean, avoids flags. I packed that week, moving to a cozy condo in Wynwood. Street art walls, vibrant but grounded, a far cry from resort opulence. Kimberly helped with boxes, her bubbly side showing. "This place suits you, creative, free." Linda brought plants. "New roots," she said, her warm pragmatism shining through. "Proud of you for standing tall." Work at the nonprofit felt renewed. My boss, a compassionate mentor in her 40s, noticed, "You seem lighter." I led a session for teens. Own your story. One kid shared family pressure. I listened, drawing from mine without oversharing. Michael's empire crumbled. Board resignations hit email inboxes. A partner chain severed ties. Ethics matter. Stocks dipped 15%. He issued a PR statement. Personal disputes exaggerated, focusing on core values. No apology. Stephanie posted on LinkedIn, "Navigating challenges with resilience." Comments roasted it. "What about the fraud?" She messaged me, "Em, you win." Happy now? The hotels are tanking. Her tone bitter, the ambitious facade cracking. I didn't respond. Blocked. Complete cutoff. No more ties, no inheritance guilt. Linda, you did what I couldn't fully expose it all. Her charity benefited. Donations spiked from the buzz. Kimberly updated metrics. Over 500,000 engagements. AMA requests coming. We did a follow-up reel. Thanks for support. If you've got stories, DM safely. Realism kept it grounded. Verified user submissions, no unvetted claims. Therapy helped me process. My counselor, empathetic but direct, you reclaimed control. Sessions unpacked mom's loss, Michael's neglect. He projected his failures on you. I journaled positives now, built my life, volunteered more, teaching digital safety at Linda's charity events. Social media can empower or destroy. Use wisely, I said, nodding to Kimberly's lessons. Life stabilized. Mornings running in Bayfront Park, afternoons at work inspiring kids, evenings with new friends, Kimberly's crowd, creative types. No family shadows. A year later, Carter Hotels sold assets. Michael retired quietly. Stephanie started a small consultancy, her posts less flashy. I didn't follow. Focused on growth. Promoted to program director, salary letting me travel to Orlando for fun. Linda hosted barbecues, Kimberly brought tech gadgets. To new chapters, we toasted. The real value? This story shows family bonds can be toxic, but breaking free built strength. I learned to prioritize self-worth over approval, to document wrongs early, seek true allies like Linda and Kimberly. If you're trapped, no. Silence serves them. Gather evidence. Speak out. Social media's powerful, but use it smart, with facts and support. It saved me. Thanks for hearing my journey. If it hits home, like, subscribe for more tales of turning pain into power, and comment your thoughts. What's one step you'd take to claim your voice?